Welcome back to our special investigation, Surveillance Nation, Your Identity Exposed. On June 2nd, 2009, an apartment superintendent in New Brunswick, New Jersey, stumbled upon what he thought was a terrorist hideout. He called 911 and he told the operator he thinks the people in the apartment were suspicious.
Has no furniture except two beds, has no clothing, has New York City Police Department radios. There's computers in there. There's computer hardware, software, just laying around. There's pictures of terrorists.
So like that PSA we all heard, the guy saw something and he said something. Only it turns out that the culprits were none other than New York's finest, police spying undercover in New Jersey on Muslim Americans. And that wasn't the NYPD's only mission, it turns out. The NYPD apparently went to great lengths to collect surveillance following Muslim students on whitewater rafting trips, recording sermons, hanging out in hookah bars looking for dissidents, and even using minor traffic infringements to force Pakistani taxi drivers into reporting on their neighbors. In the months since the NYPD was outed for its Muslim surveillance program, it has been widely criticized. And then came this stunning revelation that after more than 6 years of spying on Muslim neighborhoods, the surveillance never generated a single lead and never triggered a single terrorism investigation. With the stunning acknowledgement, critics say the NYPD's tactics are both an illegal act of racial profiling and a massive overreach in the department's jurisdiction. Many Muslim Americans say they feel violated and that their privacy has been infringed upon. Now, although this remains an extreme example of how Americans are being surveilled and tracked, the reality is, as we're about to show you, there's virtually nowhere to hide in today's surveillance nation. And our reporter Kim Lenga rejoins us to explain.
In the aftermath of the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, the market for video surveillance cameras skyrocketed both in the U.S. and around the world. The attacks coincided and further motivated technological advances that made it cheaper and easier to install and monitor surveillance equipment. A decade later, there hasn't been any other major attacks, but there are now an estimated 30 million security cameras constantly recording as a result. Video surveillance alone is a $3.2 billion industry, representing 1/3 of the overall security market. But surveillance techniques don't always involve cameras.
As president, I took an oath to defend the Constitution.
During an unusual live on-camera version of his weekly radio address, December 17, 2005, President George Bush admits to secretly signing an order that allowed the National Security Agency to eavesdrop on Americans' telephone calls without getting a warrant, an act that was previously considered unlawful. It was later revealed that President Bush signed the order back in 2002. That same year, media reports revealed that the Pentagon was working on what would later be dubbed the creepiest surveillance project ever. Under the leadership of Admiral John Poindexter, the government was constructing the largest data mining project ever undertaken. Called Total Information Awareness, the vision was to gather all sorts of personal data and analyze it for suspicious behavior patterns. News of the project was met with outrage, but many people didn't think it was much of a problem. The reason, they said, they've got nothing to hide.
Okay, Jad, what's coming? Double homicide, 1 male, 1 female.
If you thought this kind of technology existed only in Hollywood or science fiction, don't look now. Big Brother is one step closer to watching you all the time. The FBI has begun introducing its brand new $1 billion biometric next-generation identification system. It is, in essence, a nationwide database of mugshots, iris scans, DNA records, voice samples, and other biometrics. The program will tap into surveillance cameras to scan faces and match those images against a national database of known criminals. Security experts say the program will result in a faster identification of criminals and fewer unsolved cases. But privacy advocates say that such a system will inevitably sweep up scores of innocent people with no criminal record, and they worry about those caught on camera next to persons of interest, thereby winding up in a federal database or subjected to unwarranted surveillance. A few states have already begun uploading suspect and criminal photos into the system. The FBI's next-generation identification system is expected to be rolled out nationwide in 2014.
Now, when it comes to threats to privacy, many people think that as long as you're not doing something illegal, you should have nothing to worry about. It's known more commonly as the nothing to hide argument, and frankly, it's misguided. As many privacy advocates and even political experts will tell you, the government shouldn't be looking over your shoulder unless it has a very good reason, or more specifically, a warrant. And we want you to tell us what you have to say on the subject. So please, go to facebook.com/RichardFrenchLive and answer our question for you tonight. If you have nothing to hide, do you feel you should even worry about your privacy? All right, we're going to jump to a quick break here, but when we return, we're going to bring in a panel of experts to debate that very issue. You'll want to stick around.